Hi everyone, welcome back. If you are new, please consider subscribing. My name is Yadi and I make educational videos for beauty professionals in training and for anyone that likes to continue learning. In today's video, I am taking you inside of the treatment room with me, this time to do a lash lift and tint. So with that being said, if you find the information helpful, don't forget to share it with a friend, give it a thumbs up, and let me know in the comments down below if this is a service that you are currently offering or you're thinking about it. Now let's get started. Now, before we get into the actual demonstration, let's go over a few things. So first, what is a lash lift anyway? Okay, so a lash lift is a chemical process which lifts and sets the shape of your natural lashes. The treatment shapes the lashes. How long does it last? Well, the lash lift can last between 4 to 6 weeks depending on the growth cycle of each client. Aftercare, you guys, is extremely important. What are some contraindications to consider? First, cyst, styes, blepharitis, chemotherapy, eye inflammation or infection, skin disorders in the general eye area, Bell's palsy, trichotillomania, hypersensitivity in the skin and eyes. Consider doing a patch test, you guys, if someone has extremely sensitive skin. And pregnancy. Usually during the first trimester, it is not recommended for your clients to get a lash lift. And the same way we have clients fill out consent form for facial treatments, chemical peels, waxing, etc. There are consent forms out there that you can create for your clients to sign before getting a lash lift. Now let's talk about aftercare. Inform your clients the following information. First, be sure to let them know to be gentle with their lashes. No rubbing, tugging, or pulling. Do not get your lashes wet for the first 24 hours. Do not use harsh products on your eyelashes. Avoid sauna steam rooms for the first 24 to 48 hours. Avoid waterproof mascara. And avoid swimming for the first 24 hours. Make sure your client understands the aftercare and ask if they have any questions. In this demo, I will be using the Beautiful Brows and Lashes kit. As you know, there are many brands on the market. My advice is for you guys to do the research and choose one that you believe best fits your practice. Now, let's get started. Now, what is the difference between a rod and a shield? And I inserted some pictures here so that you guys were able to get a better visual. And just in case you did not know, the shields are the ones located on the left-hand side of the picture, which is the hot pink one and the soft pink. Now, both of the ones that are soft pink, which is the rod and the shield, are both from Beautiful Brows and Lashes. The hot pink shield I purchased off of Amazon. I wanted to add a different option on here. You guys, there's so many different shields and rods out there. And honestly, I've purchased so many of them. I have a lot. Now that you know which one is which, let's talk about the difference. Shields. Okay, so shields create more of a lift at the root of the lash. There are different types of shields. Some may be a little bit flatter, others may be more round. Most shields create what we call an L-shape curl on the natural lashes. And as you can see there, that is what an L shape will look like on the lashes. Now let's talk about the rods. So rods create a curl throughout the entire lash. Rods tend to create a C or D curl as shown in the picture. Length of your client's natural lashes will help you determine the ideal rod size. I want you guys to keep in mind that both the rods and the shields come in different sizes. So yes, they have extra small, small, medium, large, and even extra large. So depending on the length of your client's natural lashes, you will determine what is the ideal size that you will be using. So I also inserted this picture so that you have a visual of what can happen if you do the following. So please be sure to avoid applying perm solution too close to the tips of the lashes to avoid the lashes curling inward too dramatically. This is something that can potentially happen if you are doing this service incorrectly. Now, before someone asks, well, Yadi, what if this happens? What if this happens to me? What do I do? How do I fix it? Hopefully, we don't have to fix anything, okay? Has this ever happened to me, any of my clients, or has it ever happened to any of my students? No, it has not. I am very specific, you guys, and regardless of what brand kit you are using, please be sure to always follow that brand's instructions. Always follow the manufacturer's instructions and stick to it, okay? Now, I've seen several people try to troubleshoot when things like this happen, and some of them either go back and try to re-perm. After all, this is a perm, curly perm that you're doing to the lashes. They go in using a larger shield to try to then smooth the lashes back out. Of course, you will only leave the product on for a matter of a few minutes. Others decide to let the client know, hey, go ahead and wet your lashes. Do not wait the 24 hours of not wetting them. Go ahead and wet your lashes. Others say add oils to nourish and soften the hairs. So there's many things you can do to troubleshoot. All in all, it's hard to say without being there in the moment, present, and really seeing the client's natural lashes and what state they're on. Yes, you can over process the lashes by leaving the solution on longer than the correct time. You can also under process the lashes by you removing the product sooner than you are supposed to. So there is a lot that goes into it. I'm not saying all of this to scare any one of you. I'd rather you know and be knowledgeable of what can happen and trying to avoid these mistakes. So just keep all that in mind. Do your research, continue learning, continue growing is what I always say, and everything's going to be okay. Promise. I also inserted a picture of my working tray with all of the items that I will be using to do this demo. All right, you guys, let's get to the good part. So here we go. We're starting off by cleansing our model's lashes. Now, we all know that we would love for all of our clients to come in with extremely squeaky clean lashes, but we never know if they are or not. So just to be safe, we are using our lash cleanser using a brush. We're going back and forth. We're cleaning the lashes out, and here I am applying, of course, water. I'm using just a regular hand towel to catch any drippings. It is a little strange feeling, right, to have water being poured into your eye, but we have to get the cleanser off. Time to dry and brush the lashes using a spoolie and a fan. Next, we are ready to secure the bottom lashes by using eye pads and tape if needed. Remember that this will ensure that the bottom lashes do not get lifted and of course protect the client's eyes. This black eye pad that you are seeing me use is actually a reusable, so it's more like a silicone type of an eye pad, if that makes any sense. In half. And get two. So the key is to do a tape in a X formation to get the inner corner and the outer corner lashes, inner lashes, okay? So go ahead and look up. And by the way, if you ever needed to turn the light off because this light can be bright over the client, and then I usually start with the inner corner first, you guys. Okay, and then I do the outer, and you're trying to get those pesky little lashes that want to come up. You see, close. And you always want to make sure that the client is comfortable. Never place the pad so close to the lash line, because these tend to do what? Slide up. Okay. Okay, so again, my tape, tear it in half. Okay, inner corner first usually. Okay, and then outer corner in an X formation to catch all the little hairs. Okay, close. Anything bothering you? Always ask your client that, okay? Usually it's these corners that tend to want to lift up. And so what I usually do is I tell the client to keep their eyes closed. I lift from here and then I lower it a little bit with the client's eyes still remaining closed, okay? So I decided that I was going to use these right here, which are the rods, and these are in the size medium. I tried the small, but her lashes went over. Like literally it went over the entire rod. Okay, so one way of checking is by coming in here like this here, okay, and then lifting, see, to make sure that it goes at least 3/4 of the way. The small, her lashes were literally coming over the entire rod, you guys. Okay, now something else that I do before laying that down, this is not something that everyone does, but I feel like it saves us some time, is I use this tape. Okay, I grab the tape and I apply it on the lid, and then I'm going to glue this to here versus her skin. Okay, and that's gonna save us some time at the end when we're cleaning up. Okay, so this is super important. You want to lift. Okay. Does it have to be super, super close? Well, as close as possible. You guys, this right here, like getting started, is what takes the longest. After that, it's just processing time. But with these kids, it seems like the processing time is not that long, which is a good thing. Okay, other eye. Whatever you do to one eye, you do to the other. So I have that. I know she looks funny, but she's still cute. All right. Now I go ahead and glue the actual rod or shield, whatever you're using, to the actual client. Okay, and so that's where this comes in. Okay, which is the glue. Okay. All right. Be generous with the glue. You want to make sure that this stays on the client's eye, right? All right. So here we go. I always start on the inner corner, you guys. So I'm here, and I want to make sure that this is pretty nice and close. And you do want to hold for a few seconds. Obviously, if you have a good glue, it's going to stay just like this is staying. But if anything, you can do this. Use your fan to give it a little help in drying. Okay. All right, now we're ready for the actual lifting. Okay, I'm going to put on a glove. So with the lip one applicator, I have my glue bomb. Okay, so this is what I'm using. And I usually like to start on the outer part, okay, of the lash. So from here and then work myself in. You do not want these lashes to be clumpy. If not, your results are going to be clumpy. You want them to be nicely separated and nicely even and spread out so that the results are good. Okay, so from here, coming from the base, going upwards. That was the whole thing of why I was trying to find something that I felt like was going to cut down on that time. Now, the lashes do naturally want off the rod, you guys, okay, because this is not a super, super strong glue, which is why we use the little cover on the lashes. You'll see what I'm talking about in just a second. Okay, so notice how they're all on there, right? And you guys can get a lot closer if you can see. Again, this is the part that takes the longest. afterwards is it moves really quickly. So look, it came with this little tool, and so I thought this was really cool to separate them. You see, you could even use it to, you know, do this with. Okay, but like I said, I've been loving this guy, and I feel like using the balm, ladies, it allows the hair to be more pliable. Yeah, and I feel like with this, it's a little bit more flexible. Okay. So I got that glue on Amazon, you guys. So this is what you typically would want your lashes to look like on the rod or the shield, depending on what you're using. All right, you guys, so we are now ready for step number 1. And I have a little ring. Do you need a ring? Not necessarily, you guys. Like sometimes I'll put the product in the back of my hand. Okay, that's why I wear the glove. And yes, it does smell. Okay, and I have here my micro brush. You want to be very precise. So where do we apply the solution? Do you remember? You avoid the tips, right? So you go at least halfway. Okay, so I'm grabbing my product. Start the timer. So here we go. And notice how I'm kind of pushing the product, you guys. Okay, so I'm just pushing the product close to the base. Okay. Other side. This. Okay, little shields. And basically these are gonna go over like this. Don't tug on it, okay? If you tug or you push it, it'll make the solution go up, and we don't want that. So that's what they look like. Time's up. Time to remove step 1. Okay, so here I'm starting from the base and I'm rolling up. Okay. You will do rolling, okay? You still want to avoid getting the product on the end, so I'm not rolling it to the tips. Okay? I'm starting at the base and I'm rolling out. Okay, I try to do a little zoom in here. And of course I'm removing from the right eye first because that's where I started. Okay, another one. You guys, I then like to grab a cotton round. Okay, I fold it. Okay, fold it like this and I go from the base up. Okay, you have no idea how important it is to get all of this product off. Okay, you do not want the product to keep working, right? Because we do not want to damage the client's lashes. And again, I'm rolling. Okay, second step, same thing. Okay, this is a neutralizer, so I for sure wanted to obviously neutralize that perm solution. Okay, we are using a brand new micro brush. If you notice any lashes coming off the rod or shield, simply use a small amount of glue balm to reapply. All right, here we go. Step number 2. We are now ready to remove step 2 the exact same way we removed step 1. If you plan on tinting the lashes, I usually it's always done after the second step. Now here I am using Reflectosil tint. This was the only option that I had in hand, but there are many other brands out there, you guys. Beautiful Brows and Lashes have their own tint, so if you're interested, you can always check them out as well. Tint after a lash lift is usually kept on anywhere between 3 to 5 minutes, maybe 7. That's a little pushing it in my opinion. Remember, this is a chemical service and we want to keep the integrity of the lashes in mind. So in my opinion, anywhere between 3 to 5 minutes is it's plenty to get the job done. And as you see, the tint is being applied over the entire lash from base to all the way to the tip. So for the tint, yes, you apply all over and let it process. We will then continue to remove the product. So I remove the product using Q-tips first. Everything is dry until the very last cotton round. For the last cotton round, I usually do like to have it a little bit damp. Remember, this is a tint. You want to make sure you get everything off. After removing the tint, we are now ready for step 3, which is the moisturizing serum. I am using a micro brush to apply the serum from base all the way to the tips. Although not shown in the video, I actually do like using a mascara spoolie, okay, a wand, and simply kind of brushing the lashes upwards using the serum. That will also help get the lashes off the rod a lot easier, and it works. You will then see me use a cotton round to remove any excess residue, okay? So yes, you do want to, in a way, remove some of the product just because you do not want to have it overly saturated. So that's what I'm doing. Then removing the rod off the lashes. And of course, removing the tape from the eyelids. You want to make sure that you're doing this very gently. Remember, this is really thin skin. Then removing the under eye pads. This whole time, the client does keep their eyes closed while we do this. And again, going back, doing any cleanup, anything that may be left on the skin to remove any residue. I do like to use Q-tips. Brush and dry the lashes very well. Go over aftercare with your client. Send them home with an aftercare card if needed, and tell them to brush their lashes daily so they remain in good shape. You guys, that is it for this demo. Let me know in the comments down below what you think. I hope you found it educational and helpful. Share it with someone who you may think could find the information helpful. Leave me a butterfly emoji in the comments if you made it until the very end of this video. As always, thank you so much for your continued support. Don't forget to subscribe if you're not already doing that. And you guys, let's keep going. Hey, let's keep growing, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye guys.